tempo pros caras pegar o bagulho.
Olha os caras com tuberculose. Parecendo até eu. Chovendo. Tem que ir pra lá. Será que tem coisa boa vir pra cá? Não. Não tem nada aqui. Bora.
Não! Quebra essa barreira. Caraca, o maluco levou 3 de uma vez.
Feião.
I will get to the bottom of this intrigue. What's been done to me, to this city.
Thank you.
Tem que ir pra lá. Ó, sangão aqui.
The body is still warm.
O corpo está quente, o chame acabou de ser drenado. Ó. Examinar roupas.
This man was armed. He tried to defend himself.
Ó.
This
Examinar
corpse has
ferimentos.
been dried of its blood, just like the previous victim.
Pegar nota.
What's this? Some sort of note. Blood and empty gin bottles. This bishop fellow is something of a heavy drinker.
Droga.
There are blood
Deus.
splats on the other side of the canal. I must reach that barge.
Ai.
Tem que ir pra onde agora? Ó, cigarra.
Não. O cara pegou um macacão gigantesco. Falta 30
As marcas de
segundos.
sangue, ó, de sangue. Me marcou pra vir aqui. Posso ir pra... Opa, mais sangue. O sangue me leva mais pra cá.
Bora.
Morre, porra.
Pô. Mais uma pra caixa, vitória.
Arma de longa distância. Equipe aperta triângulo, arma de longo alcance, X.
Great. Good. I may need a lot of bullets.
Caraca.
I feel
Pô.
like I'm back on the front line again.
Shut that foolish mouth of yours. You ever know McCullum to be wrong about anything?
Adriano.
Ficar sugando sangue dos outros é tão bom.
É engraçado que faz o adendo, né? Aqui no jogo. Tipo assim, ó, na vida real não é legal.
É claro que não.
Não sei, tem gente que faz isso.
Existe louco pra tudo.
Exatamente.
Catão teco.
Boteco?
Matar o cara. Matei sanguentado. Vampyr.
Da Cruna.
É a Sony deu PlayStation. É da PSN.
Plus.
Da Play.
Pelo menos ela deu um Uncharted de Collection de graça pra todo mundo, né? É nossa, não precisa de Plus, tá ligado? Até botei pra baixar aqui, pausei. Devagar.
Ó. Só sugando sangue.
Ih, caraca.
Peguei bala de espingarda. Maneiro, né? Vampiro usando espingarda.
Van Helsing, será que vai aparecer aí?
I cannot enter.
Poderia, deve ter alguma
It's locked.
uma referência.
Siga o rastro de sangue no pia. Matei os caras aqui já, o carinha aqui pra ser
É legal mesmo, vou ver se eu dou uma chance pra esse game. É quantos gigas?
Sei lá.
Depois você vê pra mim, quando você estiver no menu do console.
Tem mais gente ali. Vou pegar o cara aqui.
Watch yourselves! There's one of them!
O cara do meu time até que é bom, mas os outros caras do lado do outro time também é. Não, mas já?
Eu quero trocar logo de roupa, eu quero ficar com a roupa fodona da capa do game, mano.
Ah é? Tu não tem não?
Ainda não liberou não. Eu tô no início aqui ainda. Opa, tem coisa aqui. Tem maluco aqui, ó. Deixa eu pegar ele. Pô, não tem como chegar no stealth no cara, pô. Queria pegar ele na porrada no stealth, sugar o sangue dele por
Tem um
trás.
pequenininho de Belém.
Opa,
Eita.
rato. Suga o sangue do rato.
Manteiga de cacau.
Sugar o sangue do Arthur, aqui, ó.
Não vale a pena não, hein.
Pô, todo jogo tem rato, mano. Caraca, que agonia. Doca do Norte, estado estável.
Fresh blood.
Sangue fresco.
The whole
O cheiro está em
building
todo
reeks
lugar.
of it.
É tão forte que até me
So strong it makes me dizzy.
deixa tonto. Conheço seu coração, William. Não trairei essa confiança.
Toma,
É
batida.
sede, entende? Preciso beber. Estou com tanta sede. Reze comigo, William, juntos.
Caraca, um tabate seguido.
Já conseguimos antes. Eita porra, o cara vai sugar o
Maluco.
sangue do William, mano.
William Bonner?
This place reeks of
O lugar fede
bloodshed.
fede açougue.
This creature is bedeviled.
Agora deu pra
I
brilhar.
must put it down.
Primeiro. Olha, o William é um vampiro, pô. O cara, o William Bishop.
Sim.
O cara é um vampiro também, o cara tava sugando sangue.
Baseado em fatos reais.
Ai, o cara vai matar. Não!
Não.
Não! L1. Pô, achei que ter desviado. Vou sugar o sangue do próprio vampiro.
Acabou lá dar.
Claro, eu sou pica. Matei o William.
William Bonner?
É, o William Bonner. Coitado.
William Bishop.
William era o homem honrado, poderia ter salvo.
Mr. Hampton, are you in there?
We knew him well, another lost soul,
Eu
a
conhecia muito
kindred
bem.
Sir, listen to the sound of my voice. I'm a doctor.
I'm
You're
a
suffering
doctor.
from shock.
Eita porra, fodeu.
To my flock, they'll stray without me.
Pô, de novo?
Lembre-se, alguns Skulls são tão resistentes quanto nós.
Who are you?
Um
What do you
Skull.
mean by Skull?
You truly are a newborn. I should have
neófito.
realized.
Wait. You are the woman from the bar.
Você é aquela mulher do bar.
Are you
Você
like
também é
me?
igual a mim?
Can you help me?
I believe
Pode
so.
me
I
ajudar?
already have.
Acredito, senhor. Que seja...
Bora, time. Leva a carga aí, pô.
E ela também é vampira, da hora, mano.
É, porque o maluco tá passando cerol em geral, né? Tu principalmente é um, né?
Aí ele morreu, mataram ele, pô. Tinha que matar ele.
By George and the Saints, you've
Bom
solved the
Deus,
mystery of these terrible
resolveu
Eu vi
aqueles
esse jogo aí.
horríveis.
Ele é enterrado, né?
Patience, good fellows, I've come to
Paciência,
offer
meus camaradas. Vim ajudar.
help.
Ó, o
Give
cara
me a
aqui tem a
moment to
cruz,
secure
pô.
my boat. We can leave this
Contra os
awful
vampiros.
place.
O cara é parece que ele é fodão.
William was not the evil man they claimed. He was just taken by the thirst. He needed this drink.
Que
This man
isso, cara.
requires medical attention. We'll see he
Esse
gets
homem
to the
precisa
nearest
de
hospital.
cuidados médicos. Vamos levá-lo ao hospital.
Please, I must tend to my fold. My flock
Preciso
needs me.
proteger meu rebanho.
Go with the good
Precisam de
Dr.
mim.
Swansea. He's resourceful and I'm sure he'll
4
take good
minutos.
care of you.
Segurar.
You'd best come as well. The sun is soon to rise and
O
you'll
sol
need
tá
a place to
nascendo, ele
rest.
tem que meter o pé pra
I
descansar.
just need a moment.
Um instante.
If I
Preciso
can learn
descobrir o que
something
aconteceu
about
com
what
ele.
has happened to William, I'll be a step closer to understanding what happened to me. This poor creature
Caraca, eu
can't
dei
be.
uma
A morte de
coisinha.
sangue de William Bishop.
Could it be some
Tá, agora eu vou ter que meter o
subspecies
pé.
of vampire?
Porque o sol vai estar nascendo.
I must find a place to analyze
Entre
the
no
blood.
barco. Pô, jogo legalzinho. Remanda ao amanhecer. É, troféuzinho.
Bora, time. Cadê o time, pô?
Bora que bora, rapaz. Vai amanhecer, preciso me esconder.
Where are we headed?
Para onde vamos?
We're on our way to the Pembroke
Estamos no caminho do
Hospital.
Hospital
It's just
Pembroke.
across the canal.
Do outro lado do
They'll have a
canal.
bed for poor Mr. Hampton.
Para o pobre Mr.
William
Hamilton.
was...
William era
What manner
tipo de
of
criatura?
creature was he?
Predator, prey, villain, and
predador,
victim.
presa, vilão, vítima. Quem vai
Who can
saber?
say?
O que importa
The
é
important
que
thing is that
ele
he's been stopped.
foi
Duly
detido.
noted.
Verdade. E a
The
mulher?
woman?
Quem é ela?
What? Who is she?
What woman?
Don't play me for a
Não
fool.
faça de todo.
You used me to locate
Você
that
me usou para
Skull.
encontrar aquele Skull.
You must know who she is.
And I thought you were
Achei que
gentleman.
você fosse um cavaleiro
All you know
delicado,
about a
só
lady
assim
behind
como
her
uma dama
back.
de pelas.
But I will tell you, she values
Diria
her
apenas
privacy.
ela.
Foi para Vala. Foi para Valeta.
London as peaceful as she appears from the middle of the
O jogo é em inglês, tá, mano? Né? É legendado,
Only
tá?
that with the reality of the
Eu sei.
situation.
To be honest, I've always tried to avoid this part of town.
Pembroke
Infelizmente.
Hospital is the
Stop
last
Pembroke,
bastion
a
between the
última
rest of
bala.
London and the epidemic.
Mas dá pra ler de
The
tranquilo.
flu has decimated.
Não, sim. É, não é um jogo de corrida, né?
Welcome to the front lines of a plague.
This is where you work, Dr. Swansea.
I am the administrator
Eu
of
sou do
Pembroke
Hospital
Hospital.
Pembroke.
I thought you were here in service of your mysterious order. the
Well,
Brotherhood of-
well,
Of St. Paul's Stole, yes.
Em inglês aqui,
First
nada.
and foremost, I'm
Eu
a
sou
man of
cientista.
science. A physician, like yourself. Dr.
Ele é doutor.
Reed.
How do you know who I am?
No need for
Ferrou com a
modesty.
parada.
You are Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Bora.
A surgeon of some caliber and renown, if I'm not
Minuto
mistaken.
pra avançar.
You are correct.
Meu
Ele era médico,
My
mano.
suspicions.
O cara era médico. O cara que virou vampiro. Ele era médico. Ele era cirurgião.
É.
I was certain.
Aí virou vampiro. Imagina. O cara vai olhar pro sangue e vai querer sugar o sangue todinho dos caras.
Pô.
Vai ter que ficar disfarçado, pô.
I attended 3 of your
Tinha
seminars
3
before the
palestras
war.
suas antes da
I
guerra.
have the utmost admiration for
Ele vai.
your research.
Mano, eu acho que tem alguma parada de anel da luz do solar,
England's
mano.
most
Não é
esteemed
possível.
blood
De novo.
specialist returns
Eu
to
tô achando-
London a vampire.
Caramba.
That word again. From a so-called man of science.
I understand. Traditionally, the role of science is to
Minuto e o cara
Será que o
fica em cima do
vampirismo
cara.
é uma coisa da ciência?
The
The Brotherhood of St. Paul has dedicated its
Pode
purpose
ser.
to their study. There's so much for you
Ou
to
será
learn.
que é bruxaria?
Of that, you are right.
Acho que não, cara. Qualquer um pode ser.
Well,
Desde que você goste da
then let
parada.
me be blunt. Join my staff at Pembroke Hospital. And as a physician, I suspect you'll not find a better post of employment to contemplate your predicament.
This is sudden. I
Tá
was
apenas
returning
voltando pra
home
casa
to see my sickly mother.
para ver minha mãe que está doente, mas isso antes de contrair
Affliction.
esta
Dr.
enfermidade.
Reed, take a moment to consider.
Seu plantão seria noturno, o plantão dele seria noturno,
Providing a
Du.
good explanation for your absence during
Ele ia fazer
daylight
plantão
hours.
de noite.
You'll be adequately
doutor
reimbursed and
Terá
have
um
a
lugar para
place
se
to hide.
esconder.
I even had the forethought to bring
Eu
some
precavi
clean
e
clothes.
trouxe-lhe roupas limpas se quiser. O cara quer ajudar o vampiro, pô. Maneiro. Gostei, mano.
It seems I have little choice.
Só
Eu não tenho
faltou.
This is a generous offer, so I thank you.
Brilliant.
Aham.
Oh, Jonathan, this is one for the book. And the
Já matei
beginning
já o
of a
boss.
beautiful friendship.
Aham, é o vampiro.
Fica esse maluco aí, vai.
Achei não, achei legalzinho.
Quem nunca, né, mano?
Arthur iniciou para e convidou.
Ah, é? Eu não vi isso, não.
É porque você saiu do grupo? Que eles criaram.
Caraca, caí no buraco, velho. Bora, bora, bora. Acabou. Ah. Quase ganhamos aqui a
Dr.
partida.
Swansea, thank goodness. I was beginning to be concerned.
Worry no more, Nurse Crane.
Convidou mesmo? Pegou pra
Convidou, você saiu do grupo, cara.
Ah.
Oh, Doctor, what a night. We lost 2 more patients. Nurse Scow said she couldn't take it anymore and resigned.
Yes, well, I'll make a new rotor in
Tô
the
com
morning.
roupa nova já. Eu acho que eu já tô com roupa de vampiro já, do trailer, tá ligado? Do trailer
Good bed.
da capa do jogo.
Be sure to pay attention to his needs.
Of course, Doctor.
Of course,
Oh,
Doctor.
and Dorothy,
Yes, Doctor?
Dr. Reed here. has
Dr.
just
Reed
returned
acaba de
from
retornar da guerra.
He served
Olha lá.
in country.
Caraca, a roupa
He'll be
dele.
joining us here at Pembroke.
Braba!
We're very lucky to have gained a surgeon of his
Tá com 20
one so experienced in blood transfusions.
That is good
Olha,
news
fui convidado
indeed,
para uma
Doctor.
paz.
Eu sei, apareceu aqui pra
Oh,
mim.
yes.
Riddick.
Here at Pembroke,
Pembroke.
we have, but what we haven't. It's only thanks to Nurse Crane and the staff
Partiu
that
entrar
our ship
no
doesn't sink.
Fortnite 2.
If you have any questions, just ask.
Já, mano, tô faz 17 minutos que comecei esse episódio aqui. Calma aí, deixa eu passar mais um pouquinho.
Ah, relaxa aí, mano. Vai jogando
Catch
aí.
up after my round. Coming, Nurse Crane. I'm coming.
Ó,
O que me interessa
a roupa
é...
de vampiro já que eu tô. Boladão, caralho. Leve-me para um hospital. Analise o sangue de William baixo.
I'm sorry, Jonathan.
Bom,
Mr.
né?
Hampton needs me right now. It's okay, Jonathan. I'll see you later.
Vamos matar.
Esse jogo aí tem a duração do Red Dead Redemption.
Tá de sacanagem, né?
Que?
Tá de sacanagem.
Rotten or pristine, each heart contains the seed of life. Drink at this river, try it all.
Oh, come on, you bastard! I won't bite.
Sir, please. You've lost too much blood. Calm yourself.
You think I didn't notice? Stop your staring and get me to an hospital, you arse!
Ih. Agora que eu lembrei.
Insulting a good Samaritan. Not exactly
Eu
the way to
já
get
nasci
rescued.
tomando dano.
All right, sorry. I am in pain here.
Na madrugada.
Guts are spilling out onto the street and you're
Esse aqui
yabbering on.
4 pontos,
Yes.
velho.
That's a very nasty wound you've got there. Take my word, I am a doctor.
Not
Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Name's Clay Cox. I'd appreciate you helping me to a better place, Doc.
Follow me,
Dá
Mr.
aquele
Cox.
adianto na carga.
Let me assist you to that better place.
Também acho.
Ih, olha, tem poder de enfeitiçar.
O plot disso aí é que você que é o Jack, mano.
Sério mesmo?
A gente vai descobrir já já. O próximo episódio de 90 horas com o Adriano.
Que da hora, mano. Suguei o sangue do cara todinho.
Tá dando aquela tragada?
Só uma mordidinha.
Das costas.
Não teve coragem de me enfrentar.
O início vai indo, tranquilidade. Vai demorar uns 60, 70 horas pra zerar a campanha, isso aí.
Pô, jogar maneiro.
Tá maluco, cara. Eu não quero demorar pra zerar isso aqui, cara.
Eu não quero demorar mesmo, não.
O cara quer zerar agora, ele quer iniciar e ganhar todos os troféus e zerar, só isso.
Tô com sangue pra evoluir já, meu.
Sangue todo mundo tem, né, mano?
Pra evoluir meus poderes aqui no jogo.
Ih, rapaz. Caramba. Eita. Agora eu vou cair. Tem jeito.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Reed. Always a pleasure to meet a colleague, sir. Especially when he was supposedly dead.
Cara, eu tô aqui, mano.
Are you a doctor?
Deu mole.
Not anymore, sir. I used to be Dr. Rakesh Chadana.
Bora, time.
I'm just Mr. Chadana, pawnbroker and humble guardian of this mall.
No início foi facinho, ó. Agora começou. Começou a complicar já a
Was your
situação.
license revoked? No, sir. It is just
Tô
that
de
I like to
discórdia
be
já.
precise. I run a little pawn shop while taking care of the dead. But I used to be a real doctor.
Cala a boca. Cala a boca.
Please show me what you have to sell.
Tô quase com especial.
It's just trinkets and curios, really. But I'm sure they can be useful.
Carga regredindo, que beleza.
Cara, não, obrigado.
It's locked.
Quer não, mano? Aqui sai onde?
I cannot enter.
Vou lá ajudar o time, né? Já tá. A discórdia.
It's locked, all right.
Pô, as portas do bagulho estão tudo trancadas, porra. Eu quero entrar, não consigo.
I cannot enter.
Vou pegar um ponto, mais um ponto. Caramba. Cachorro latindo igual maluco.
It's locked, all right.
Ah, cartaz da gripe espanhola.
It's locked.
Não consigo entrar, velho.
I cannot enter.
Será que eu tenho que arrombar a porta?
Scowl voices in the garden. I should investigate. If they were to find somebody.
Só eu chego sozinho na parada. Incrível. Toda vez o cara tá andando ali. É mesmo? Deveras. Ele tá de brincadeira, né? Tá de brincadeira. Tá assaltado. Que história é essa?
Cara, o bicho do cara é zumbi? Que porra é essa? É zumbi essa porra?
Cara, o time tá atrás por quê, mano?
Do nada. Pra cima de mim.
Caraca, meu parceiro.
Me curei aqui. Porra, tem zumbi, vampiro.
Cara, o time não... Aí, vou te falar, mané.
Doctor, where have
Nossa,
you
que tá
been?
mal voltão.
I've little time to play hide and seek with new staff members, no matter how illustrious they may be.
I apologize, nurse.
Mas geral, tá em geral, né? Igual barata, né?
This has been the longest and strangest night of my life.
You delivered poor Mr. Hampton from a terrible fate. The means to that end should be of little concern, Doctor.
Thank you, nurse. What can I do for you?
Dr. Swansea insisted we provide you a quiet office. You'll find it on the second floor with your name on the door.
Thank you. Nurse Crane, isn't it?
Yes, Dorothy Crane.
Dorothy
Welcome
Crane.
to Pembroke Hospital, Dr.
Welcome
Reed.
to the
Your
hospital.
office has been prepared.
Thank you,
O
Nurse
time não
Crane.
consegue avançar uma parada, mano. Complicado. Do caramba.
Dr. Swansea is right.
Tá tancando as paradas
This
aqui,
place
mano.
seems perfect to conduct my research.
Esse lugar é perfeito pra conduzir minhas pesquisas. É bom que ele vai descobrir, né, quem é... Como que ele virou vampiro, essas paradas, como ele é cientista. É, rapaz, complicado. Tenho que tirar o fone aqui.
Por quê?
Senão o áudio do meu irmão vai sair na live, no vídeo.
Caraca.
Good evening, Doctor. I believe we're going to be working together.
Dr. Reed. Dr. Swansea informed us of your arrival, but I could not dare to believe we'd have such good fortune. Such an honor, sir.
Thank you. And you are?
I am Thoreau Strickland, Dr. Thoreau Strickland. I'm a great admirer of your work, Dr. Reed.
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland.
O time avança no início que não é uma beleza. Quando chega no bagulhinho, na boca da botija, começa. Palhaçada. Tá ligado?
Good evening, madam. Can I help you?
It's my son who needs you, sir.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. How can I help your son?
I'm Beatrice Goswick, mother of Mortimer Goswick. Could you check on him, please, Dr. Reed? I've heard much of your talents as a physician.
Caraca.
What can you tell me about yourself, Mrs.
Maluco
Goswick?
nível
Not much
2.
to say.
Tô ferrado.
Just take care of my
Quero ver o time
Mortimer
dos
and I'll
caras.
cover all the expenses. That's all that matters.
Are you really that rich? Most of the patients
Cara,
here
nível
are of
2 não,
humble
nível
origin, if I may say so.
200.
Yes.
Não sei como foi.
Thanks to my husband. May he rest in peace. I can cover any needed medical expenses.
May I ask if you have an occupation, Mrs. Goswick?
I'm a teacher by profession. I teach young women who are more ambitious about their futures than their families.
What do you think of your reception here? Any complaints?
I have had the uttermost reservations about this hospital since we arrived. But we had no other choice, considering the state of emergency.
Is there something in particular that's bothering you?
Some of the staff were not especially welcoming. I suspect
Onde
they're
vai
not
vir?
accustomed to dealing with patients of such social standing.
Tell me more about
4
your
minutos,
arrival
né?
at the Pembroke Hospital. What gave you such a bad first impression?
The ambulance driver was quite rude, for a start. And that nurse, Miss Hawkins, seems to have quite a dubious attitude.
What do you mean?
She managed to secure a bed for my son despite the epidemic. It was a relief, but it wasn't cheap.
Deixa eu te
She
empapar.
charged you for a bed?
Legal.
Yes, and I paid without question, considering the urgency of the situation.
I share your concern, Mrs. Goswick. Be sure that I'll talk to the people involved.
I don't expect compensation, Dr. Reed. But I'm aware such behavior would not be tolerated in other hospitals.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
As for me, what a blubbering idiot.
Cinco minutos agora. Genial. Foi o que eu imaginei.
My sweet girl. Reads me like a book. I never could keep anything from her. I'm so tired. Will this
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I believe we're going to be colleagues.
Reed? Yes, I've been informed about your arrival. I'm Waverly Ackroyd. Welcome aboard, I suppose.
Does my arrival inconvenience you in some way, Dr. Ackroyd?
Let us just say that I don't particularly share Dr. Swansea's enthusiasm for hiring you. What we need here are reliable professionals, not overrated dabblers.
If you have a problem with me, Dr. Ackroyd, please feel free to tell me.
Dr. Swansea has imposed your presence on this hospital without asking anyone's advice. The benefit of his position. But I don't agree with it.
I know we've never met before, but I believe this hospital could use all the help it can get. You will agree with that, I'm sure.
Oh, but I have heard about you, Dr. Reed. Of course, you can't say the same about me, since I have not wasted my time courting the press.
Aren't you too old for such jealousy? It really won't do you any good, you know.
Don't be ridiculous, Dr. Reed. A simple glance is enough for me to know you have nothing for me to envy.
Since your tenure in this hospital is longer than mine, perhaps you can tell me more about this place.
Let's just say I'm tired of the carelessness around me. I have
Yeah.
always respected the skills of Dr. Swansea, but over time his enthusiasm has become displaced.
Carelessness? Exactly what are you talking about?
We're here to save lives. The people who trust us are not volunteering for experimentation. They're here to be healed.
I don't intend to run any radical experiments, Doctor. Even if I, as any good practitioner should, express an interest in pushing the boundaries of medical research.
Modern medical methods were created through audacity and ego. But there are rules in our line of work, and they're here to protect our patients.
Since your tenure in this hospital is longer than mine, perhaps you can tell me more about this place.
Let's just say I'm tired of the carelessness around me. I have always respected the skills of Dr. Swansea, but over time his enthusiasm has become displaced.
Carelessness? Exactly what are you talking about?
We're here to save lives. The people who trust us are not volunteering for experimentation.
verdade,
They're here to be healed.
I don't intend to run any radical experiments, Doctor. Even if I, as any good practitioner should, express an interest in pushing the boundaries of medical research.
Modern medical methods were created through audacity and ego. But there are rules in our line of work,
Vai tomar
and they're
rajada
here
aí.
to protect our patients.
Já foi.
It seems you have bad memories of your military service.
I refuse to see this industrial slaughter as scientific progress. War only reveals the worst in men.
We can at least agree on something, Dr. I don't know what you've heard about me, but I have already proved my value as a practitioner.
I don't question your skills, Dr. Reed, but your motive. Is it money, fame, or are you truly dedicated?
And what exactly is that supposed to mean?
I served in the war just like you. But unlike you, I did not use the wounded to play the modern sorcerer.
Be careful what you insinuate, Dr. Ackroyd.
I only want you to admit you used those men to improve your theories.
This is ridiculous. My blood transfusion technique saved many lives, and you know it.
You see? That is exactly what I hate about people like you. You avoid this kind of accusation instead of facing reality.
Corre.
Thank you for your time. We'll talk later.
Cheguei pra cair.
But in circumstances, I'm willing to give you the benefit of the doubt.
Que isso?
How long must I wait, damn it? Blaming me will not further your agenda, sir. How long is it going to take to fix me?
What can I do for you, Doctor?
If you could point me in the direction of my room again, nurse.
Second floor of the hospital, left after the stairs. It's the last vacant office at the end of the corridor.
Thank you, Nurse Crane.
But in the circumstances, I'm willing to.
Nice sweet girl. Treats me like a
Oh.
Good evening, Dr. Strickland.
And good evening to you, Dr. Reed. Can I be of any help?
What can you tell me about the Pembroke?
Well, it has always been an honor to work with Dr. Swansea. But with your arrival, I can't think of a better opportunity to learn about blood transfusion.
What do you think of Dr. Ackroyd's aversion to modern medical methods?
It's a shame he's so narrow-minded. Dr. Swansea taught me that science is about exploring uncharted territory. I'm convinced that's true.
With the influenza and all that's going on, you should put your differences aside, don't you think? Why is it so difficult to work together?
I believe that if Dr. Ackroyd had been the one to discover the transfusion process, he would be the first to recommend its use.
So you believe it's just a question of jealousy, pride?
Dr. Ackroyd is as proud as he is blinded by his obsolete concept of medical science.
What do you think of Dr. Ackroyd's aversion to modern medical methods?
It's a shame he's so narrow-minded. Dr. Swansea taught me that science is about exploring uncharted territory. I'm convinced that's true.
With the influenza and all that's going on, you should put your differences aside, don't you think? Why is it so difficult to work together?
I believe that if Dr. Ackroyd had been the one to discover the transfusion process, he would be the first to recommend its use.
So you believe it's just a question of jealousy?
Dr. Ackroyd is as proud as he is blinded by his obsolete concept of medical science.
Please, could you tell me something about yourself?
I'm a great admirer of your work concerning blood transfusion, Dr. Reed. I run my own experiments. I'm convinced it's the future.
I based my technique on my mentor's research. He helped me perfect my method. What is yours?
I'd rather not talk about it. For now, it's just theories and first approach. My process is purely experimental. and unsuccessful.
As long as you're cautious and methodical, you may remain empty-handed, but you won't fail.
You're not the first one to warn me, but I am convinced knowledge is the main weapon against the ravages of this epidemic.
What made you choose to be a doctor?
I'm not ashamed to admit you and your work have inspired me. I am honored to have the opportunity to work by your side.
I'll give you some advice, but understand that nothing beats practical experience, which can be exhausting and solitary work.
Of course, sir. And don't worry, I will never allow myself to be a burden, neither to you nor this hospital.
What can you tell me about the Pembroke?
Well, it has always been an honor to work with Dr. Swansea. But with your arrival, I can't think of a better opportunity to learn about blood transfusion.
You seem quite optimistic. It's a rare and precious attitude in these difficult times.
I'm convinced that this epidemic is a test of endurance and dedication for us men of science.
Questions remain about our capacity to resolve the situation.
True, true. Last summer, during the first wave of the epidemic, I used to joke with Milton about the extra work. We're not smiling now.
Do you need help with anything in particular?
Well, yes, maybe. I'm waiting for a batch of products I ordered for my personal research, yet my supplier seems to have vanished.
Do you want me to play the errand boy for you?
Oh no, Dr. Reed. But if you went personally to his shop, what with your reputation and all, he wouldn't dare to refuse the products I need.
I see. Well, give me the address, for I may pass by if I have time. Tell me more about your willingness to experiment with new medical techniques.
Harvey Fiddick is a patient suffering from a severe injury that could cripple him if not treated correctly. I'm convinced your blood transfusion technique could help him.
What is it you really want? To save him? Or to prove your point?
Fair question. I want nothing but to save my patient, Dr. Reed. Especially since I know Mr. Fiddick's story.
Tell me Mr. Fiddick's story.
Our first diagnosis was compromised because Mr. Fiddick lied to us about the real origin of his injury. He first claimed it was an accident.
But why would he hide such crucial information from us?
Because he is a proud father, ashamed of putting his children at risk because of his own negligence.
Cara, de novo?
This personal involvement could also appear to be a lack of impartiality. You must know that a good surgeon must remain neutral.
I agree. But that does not excuse Dr. Ackroyd's behavior. A man who did not even take time to converse with his patient.
Do you think keeping his distance was a mistake?
All I know is that I'm taking care of human beings with desires, hopes, and fears. Not some biological machine comprised of blood, bones, and flesh.
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland.
Boa. Não. Caraca, mano, deu, dava pra escutar. Bora, bora. Vai que dá, vai que dá.
Pisar por aqui.
Ah, tu me mutou, né?
Não, mutei tudo.